This is Patty with Get Balanced 2020, and what we're doing is basically going to talk about thorns in our sides. So thorns in our sides are basically things that we cannot seem to cope with or have a hard time dealing with, and we just struggle through getting through with them. Trust me, I had a week of that this week. So thorn in our side. We've heard this. It's actually even in the biblical times, and I'm sure in other belief systems, but a thorn in our side is just something that just doesn't go away, or it does go away, but it seems to keep coming back. And so why does it keep coming back? Well, that's for us to figure out, because most of the time we're not learning a lesson, or we're doing something that we shouldn't be doing, or it's a negative connotation on our life that we need to change to a positive. So with that said, we're going to talk about not only relationships to thorn in our sides when it comes to our husbands, our spouses, our work relationships, marriages and dating and things like that. Dating, you should not have a thorn in your side. If you have a thorn in your side, you need to find another one, because that's not the way it's supposed to work. So we're going to be talking about thorns. Now, one of the things about a thorn is it's very annoying, or it can be very painful. So what we want to do is concentrate on why is this a thorn? Why is this person a thorn to me? Because a lot of the times when we consider something a thorn in our side, or annoying, or a pain, or just can't get along with them, what is it about us that needs to actually be concentrated and focused on? And so it really isn't them that's the thorn. It's sort of, let's give you an example. If you're married or you're in a family dynamic, and so you like a certain thing in a cupboard a certain way, or maybe let's use dishes. This was annoying to my ex-husband a long time ago. Dishes. If I am working hard, I come home, I cook a meal, I'm too exhausted, I don't have any kids, and I leave the dishes in the sink until the morning when I get up. Oh, that he hated that so much, okay? That's his thorn, not my thorn. So he has an issue with that. So in order for that issue to be gone, because it is his issue, he needs to do the dishes. It doesn't bother me. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I did my duty as a wife. I just need to rest. I've got X amount of hours to sleep till I hit my second job. I need to rest. So you're like, well, that sounds really like selfish. It's really not. If you really dig down to where is that coming from, that person believes that those dishes need to be cleaned right when a meal is done, and why they need to be done at that point in time, it is an issue that they need to figure out for themselves. And is there any way to compromise with that? So if, for me, as a person who is caring and empathetic, that he wants the dishes done, then it becomes a communication thing. So for me, I can allow him to be mad, angry, yell at me. In fact, this guy, he sat there and left me a note in the morning: dirty dishes in the sink overnight, not acceptable. Talk about making one Patty a little PO'd. Well, long story short, those dishes got cleaned in the morning, because that's when I decided to do them. So, is that my issue that I didn't help him or didn't do this? No, but that's also a communication thing. But here's the thing, it all depends on where our core values started and where our core comes from. So if I was raised that my mother had the kids do the dishes after dishes were done, okay, that's not something I learned up and grew. Maybe my mom or my dad allowed me to have the dishes overnight. So we got to look at where the core problem comes from. Where is this thorn coming from? So with this thorn, we have to sit there and also look, okay, how am I going to act or react or not act or react to that thorn? So say it's a person that you're just not getting along with. Say it's a friend that has another friend that you want this friend, but you just don't want her to keep bringing this other friend along. You cannot stand this person. You have to get to the core to what is causing you to feel that you don't like this person. Is it because of the way that they are at this present time? Maybe this is the way that they've grown up. Maybe it's something in their background that they didn't have the education or the knowledge available to be able to be the person that you think they should be. So the problem with having a thorn is, when we look at that thorn, we expect that thorn to do things the way that we think they should be doing them. Thank you for that. We should be doing them. And that's not the point of a thorn. We come from different lives, different backgrounds, different ways of growing up. Now, if this person was abused as a kid and this person grew up very healthy as a kid, there's got two different backgrounds, and the perspective of our thinking and the perspective of who we are at the core is completely different. So when it becomes a thorn in the side, we have to sit there ourselves and look back. What is it that is causing me to react in this way? And most of the time, when people react to a thorn, they complain, they're negative, they get nasty. Talk about road rage. Yeah. Anyway, that's a different thorn. And why do you get road rage? What is it that you get road rage about? Is it because they're not doing what you want them to do? Think about that one for a minute. And that's actually really, really dangerous, and actually could be a killer to somebody. You need to get that under control for yourself. And don't get me wrong, I'd sit there and I say a few bad words occasionally, but then I retract and I'm like, okay, you know what? I should have taken more time to leave. I should have given myself more time to do that. So a lot of this, again, we go back to, it's a core issue within ourselves. So I do have somebody that I have a really hard time with. And how do I get through that? I sit there and I have to analyze and be the person that I need to be inside me to be a better person, to act with respect, to act with love, to act with kindness, whether I want to or not. Because if I want to be nasty and mean, that's an emotion. We don't want to react or act out of emotion. We want to act out of kindness and love and caring, because again, two different people, two different lives. We don't know where they've been. We don't know where they're coming from. And we have to respect who they are, unless it's destructive, harmful to you or them. We need to figure that out. And we need to figure it for us. So what do? You're like, okay, well, what do? I don't like this person. Mother-in-law, father-in-law, whatever. Maybe you're not getting the respect that you were supposed to get or had hoped to get, because respect is earned, it's not given. So are you getting respect? And if you're not, why? Are you giving respect? And if you're not giving respect, why? This is a me issue. So thorns are a me issue. So we need to find out how to work with the thorn, whether it be a family member, whether it be something in the home, or whatever it is. Most of the time, out of all my training and all of my ability of being a personal trainer and working with people and managing and owning businesses, it's a lot of the time it's us that we need to work on. So how do I get through this? Say it's work. It's day in, day out. You're with those people all the time. You can't stand them. Whatever it is, or there's a specific person that you don't get along with. Whatever it is, you have to come to terms with, how can we both are there to make money, feed our families, do whatever we need to do. How can I take care of me in order to get through this day and make it a pleasurable day? Okay, because nobody wants to go to work with a negative nanny. Nobody wants to go to work with a negative nanny. And the other thing too is, if you go in there with a negative attitude, watch how fast the negative attitude changes around where you're at. go home from work with a negative attitude and watch how the family changes their attitude, or they disperse because they don't want to deal with you. This kind of thing. Because it's about us. We have to work on us. Okay? So when you come up to that point where you have to sit there, it's like, okay, I got to go deal with this person. How do I deal with it? For one, you are going to keep in check in your mind and your psyche all the time. You're going to be wheeling those wheels around all the time when you're ever in contact with that person, and be mindful of how you are reacting to them. So, one, you want to be thankful for this whole situation of this thorn. And you're saying, what? Can she say that again? Did I hear her say thankful? Oh yeah, I did. I said, thankful. You want to be thankful for this, because here's the thing. Thorns help us grow. They help us grow as people, because when we can learn how to get through those difficult people, those difficult times, those difficult situations, or even the things we don't like, we may, one, learn to like them, because we don't have enough information, especially if it's a person, we don't have enough information about them, their history, their background, where they came from, or even what they think. Rather than putting our perspective and making them think of our perspective and be that way, we will thank them for growing, not only ourselves wisdom-wise, but helping us grow to balance our lives in more of peace and learning how to deal with situations when they come up and arise. Because you'll sit there and you'll back up and you're like, whoa, put the brakes on, stop the horse, and you'll say, okay, I'm having a problem with this person. Why? You can deal with any person in any situation at any time if you choose to do so. Just like love. Everybody thinks, oh, well, he doesn't love me. Love is a choice. It's an emotion we can make a choice about. You either choose to love that person, you choose not to. You choose to deal with the person, or you choose not to. Now, if you want to be stubborn and say, I'm never going to deal with that person for whatever reason, there might be other circumstances that you don't want to, and you may not want to. But I'm talking about the general. So thank the God above, your creator, divine, universe, whoever you believe in, for giving you this opportunity, because they want you to work on yourself. Now, let me ask you this. How many times have you been put into a situation where you have had a negative person, somebody is hard, somebody you don't want to deal with, and you walked away and you didn't deal with them anymore, but lo and behold, boom, in the future, there's another new person with the same attitude, same problem, same thinking, same everything. Bye-bye! Universe is telling you, I'm going to keep doing this until you get it right. That's what happens. The universe, God, divine, is going to keep giving you this lesson, this journey over and over and over again until you work on yourself. It is not about them, it's about you. So the thorn in your side is actually you keep pushing it in. Does that make sense? Okay. So the broken link to this whole thing. So, links go this way. And as I teach in my Get Balanced 2020, everything is linked together. Everything has balance, mind, body, soul. And if you do not link all of them together and one chain is broken, which in this case, it's a mind thinking process, and it is broken, then you cannot have balance, you cannot have peace, you can not have joy. And if you go out and complain about it, it's going to make it worse. And it's also going to keep you stuck, because that's not the way the universe wants you to work. Because the more sooner that you can figure out how to deal with self, the more sooner you can move on and maybe not come across this situation so much. Or it's going to be less. As you go up the baby steps, it might even just become less. Be thankful for all that this person is giving you and guiding you in, because that is the whole key. In order for you to, I'm looking at some notes because I'll go off topic. I like to tell stories, and I've got a lot of thorns that I had worked on in the past, and let me tell you, sometimes we have to face. Let me give you a situation. This was way back when I was just, I think 19, 18. And I've been an entrepreneur all my life. And so back when I first started out, just as a kid, we all have these jobs. I started out at McDonald's. Woo! And within 3 months, they wanted to move me into management. And when I moved into management, the respect has to be earned. And my respect of my employees was earned for some, but not for all. And so what I did was I had one employee that was a young guy, and he just would buck me with everything. Didn't want to do what I said, would talk back, would be disrespectful, all this kind of stuff. And so I had to set him aside one day, and I told him, you know what? I know that you might be having problems with me, and I understand. I would like to hear your point. But at the end of the day, we're both here to do a job. We want to make some money. We want to do what we need to do. And I need you to work with me as a team because I care for you. I respect you. But I also need to understand where you're coming from because this needs to stop. Because unfortunately, at this time, I'm his superior, which I don't believe in that because we're all a team. We're all equal. And that's how it works. And I think I stopped him in his tracks because he was like, okay. And he didn't have anything to say, but you know what? He ended up being my best working employee, hardworking, coming in when I needed him to, best employee. Sometimes we just need to face the person and fight that fear and not be afraid to communicate with love, with respect, understanding that we all want to be treated as each other needs to be treated with care and empathy because we've all been through crap. My point is that you have to set boundaries, not only for you, but for the other person. Boundaries are so important. And a lot of times with abusive relationships, the boundaries are way here. You know, one's got somebody up here and it's just a power trip. But the thing is that we have to have boundaries. And so if somebody's being mean, bullying, especially with our kids that are being high-risk kids, oh my gosh, I hear kids that are committing suicide. Oh my gosh, I would love to do a series just for kids to be there for their mentorship and inspiration. It is the bullying and those kind of things. We need to teach not only kids boundaries, but we need to step back and teach ourselves some boundaries. The society of social media is getting to the point where the filters are gone. We've lost respect. We think we can do and say whatever we can do and create problems for others when our thorn is within us. Getting back to the thorn, it's our thorn that's something we have not taken care of at our core that we need to heal and grow from. So when it comes to social media, and you're having issues or you're complaining or somebody's being a thorn, get off. Really, just get off of it because that is such a negative way of allowing yourself to grow because you can't grow in a positive manner that way. If somebody is going to become a thorn so much that you haven't done your homework on yourself, then you need to step back because not only are you creating a thorn for them, and maybe they don't understand how to help themselves and grow from themselves within, then you're just creating animosity, a negative, destructive behavior or environment. And so you need to step back or check out. And I don't mean check out in a negative, bad way. It's check out, step back, and think about what you're doing, why you're doing it, the 5 whats, what, when, where, why, and how did it start? How did this happen? All right? But what I want you to do is please, if you haven't already, please go ahead and like, share, subscribe to any of my YouTube videos. Please, we ask anybody who has a YouTube channel or Facebook, it is so important these days to like and share, because that way we can expand and touch other people and grow and help other people. And that is my goal here. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I would love for you to go and look at those. I have several on Monday. Like I said, we talk about the mind and thinking process. Wednesday's nutrition, Fridays is fitness, and Saturdays we talk about just spiritual and things that we need to do to work on ourselves. So if you have any questions, please go to my website, getbalance2020.com. Go to my Facebook, join, become a friend, get daily inspiration. I pop on every now and then and do a live video, and I would love for you to see that. Please give me some feedback. I'd love to know what you like to hear and see, because all my videos are about you. They're all free from all my education, experience, blood, sweat, and tears. This is to give back to you, to the community, because I love inspiring, mentoring, and teaching.